And what about the journey with ServiceMax? You've been a customer for a while, so what's that looked like?
We've been using ServiceMax for 10 years. I went back and looked, and so 2013 is when we first started. Our CEO challenged us to stop being mediocre at field service and to be the best at field service. And so I was one of the people challenged to help figure something out in that space. And so I have an IT background, and I knew that in order to get there, we needed some kind of a system. So we analyzed several different systems, and ServiceMax is the one we chose. There was kind of two main reasons. One was it was on the Salesforce platform, and we were already on the Salesforce platform for sales, and we wanted to make sure that that integration was maintained. So that was one reason, and the other was the ability to have offline capability. You likely haven't been to Western North Dakota lately, but sometimes the internet connection still, even today, isn't great there. And that's one of the areas where we work, the Dakotas, North and South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, even a little bit into Montana. And so the upper Midwest is where we're stationed and where most of our customers are. And so because of that need, offline was very important. So we compared a few other softwares, and ServiceMax at the time was definitely the leader. And we've looked over the years, and we've never found anything that's better. We've stayed tried and true, and we see ServiceMax as a definite partner that helps us through thick and thin. We've been part of some of the user groups, some of the design sessions. And we feel that ServiceMax has listened and worked with us through some of the things that, we're sorry, that has to go on the roadmap, which I totally understand. But there's definitely some things that were really important to us that now have been delivered.
Yeah, you're at the cutting edge in terms of some of the newest things that we're developing, that we're working on. I'm thinking about data guide, service board. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're putting in place recently and why?
Service board, we've been on that platform for about 2 years now, and it's been an evolution, learning things, right? You open it up and there's the video on the new things that come in, right? And it's always exciting to see that continually change and add features. We really like the ability to find nearby jobs and the tools that are help increase the efficiencies in there, right? When we deal with a lot of emergency situations, and then that always kind of interrupts the rest of the day, what you had planned perfectly. And so now having those tools in the software to be able to recover from those situations and still without, thinking at all, have suggestions on how you could fill gaps at the end of the day or the beginning of tomorrow, just to help keep that utilization and efficiency as high as you can get it.
The way I've seen it expressed, it's sort of the human, the automated, combining those together where different dispatching models in place.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
You can't just have one, right? There's different models that are needed for different situations. So service boards let us do that.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, emergencies have to boil to the top.
Part of the service world, right? That's, if you're in service, you're going to have interruptions. You need to be flexible, and you need to have ways to quickly recover and still make the best use of your day once that emergency is resolved.
And you were talking about suggestions, so that sort of comes up at the end.
And that's part of what Service Board has given us, right? The features show nearby jobs, right? So when we finish with the emergency, we can just click on that work order and show me nearby, and it'll show us any of other available work that we could possibly fill in the blank for the rest of the day then.
Thanks for watching. Find out more on this topic by checking out the link in the description below. Our channel is all about the service industry and digital transformation. Subscribe if you want to explore how technology is changing the service world. Till next time.